ó máa ṣọ́ọ̀kì wa o, but lè bá wa darapọ̀ mọ́ bí oríire yìí. Àwọn eléyìí ò ní darapọ̀ mọ́ oríire yìí.
Kindly subscribe to YouTube channel and follow on Facebook page at Dr. Zabby's Talk Show.
This is I'm currently at Igbelara. This is my brother's car. He was kidnapped in this particular street, and according to information reaching us, those people they went with him through that forest, and the police has been here since last night. That's it. The only thing they kept doing, they kept coming in, and they kept staying at the bank of the forest. There nobody is advancing to check. If they don't know what to do, let them invite people that can do it. And at least we have hunters that are working in this area. Let them work with them. The people that can go into the bush, and let's see what is happening. Last year be almost 10 o'clock yesterday night. Till now, we don't even have anything. What kind of country is all this, man? And they kept coming in with different bosses and different people without advancing, without any tactical plan, without nothing. So is this how we want to continue to live?
Good afternoon, everybody. Like you guys always know, I am Sulamon Isopoemi, Dollar Post TV. This is it. Sorry for the way I'm talking. I'm very, very tired. I've been exhausted. Please, they kidnapped my senior brother in Ikorodu since last night. Igbelara, to be precise. Gem Jets Water, the street, that particular street. If you guys know there, at the end of the street, it is a swampy area. So according to information, they called me last night around past 12. I was even sleeping when my mother called me, and she told me that they just called her that they've kidnapped him and all that. We're even thinking it is just normal kidnapping and thereabout, or if it was a business issue. Because my brother is actually a building contractor. He has a building at Surulere that he just completed that he's still selling. So to cut the whole long story short, since past 9 last night, according to the information they passed across, we've not had any information. Though they said the police people came since last night. And even as at the time those people, the police arrived, they were still seeing the sign of torchlight of those people inside the swamp. And they could hear gunshots after the scenario. The thing that actually happened initially is that I think he went to that street with 2 other people. They arrived in his car. So those people happened to come and operate in that area. After finishing their operation, they were about to leave because they had adopted someone too. I think they target that person. Probably they don't meet him, so they met his wife. So after meeting his wife, they kidnapped the wife. So on going back, when they saw my brother's car, that was when they attacked the car and started shooting that they should come down. They didn't shoot at them, they were shooting up to make them scared. So after coming down, they told him, being someone that came with the car, they actually just held him by the trousers according to information and start taking him along. They left the rest of the 2 people that he came with. So they carried him enter bush inside that swamp. Now they carried him enter. And ever since then, and please, ever since that time, we never hear anything till now. We've been there since around 6 in the morning, or 7 in the morning. I've been there since past 7 with my mother and my sister and his workers and all that. We don't do there since. And I've actually witnessed a lot of police people coming in. More than 15 vehicles from different command and different axes. They don't come from Odaju Abiamo Re. We don't see from Mushin. They've come from a command. All those different divisional and from Lagos State. I've seen the police people come, but they've never for once done anything. The only thing they did is getting to the end of the street where the swamp is. When they just reach there, they would just look like this. They know they do anything. And I saw some of them putting on tactical team. There is nothing tactical about what they are doing. I even suggested that because there was a time I was there for like 5 hours. There was a time I was very angry. I went to my TikTok live. There was a time I was very angry that I was even shouting at all of them that what is the essence of them coming over? You guys just come over. There is nothing you are doing. If this motor come now, they could just reach that place where the rest of them they go look, come back. Another set will come, look, come back. You guys are calling yourself tactical team and you are not being tactical. If not to call all these people on Thursday that side, Igbelara for Ikorodu, on Thursday where they go, they keep bushmeat. If not them, we go lead on. I'm gonna call them. You guys should just, you guys should just do something different. I'm more concerned about my brother's life. See, my mama is an old person, I beg. My mother is old. My mommy is old, and I know the nature of her health. She has high usual. No amount of money we've spent. We don't get money because the struggle. The woman never for once enjoy us. And I don't even know what my brother is going through in that bush. I don't know what is happening. And nobody is there to even help at all. The policeman was just actually shouting at me that, was I even passing information to all those people? But I was like, what the fuck are you talking? I shout, I follow and drag it. What do they talk? One are they come, they reach bush, they come back. If I know if it's sabi this, one of people where they capable. How long do we have to live in insecurity? Like, I don't understand. I don't know what my brother they do for that side now. I don't know the kind of what they do. My man never for once even enjoy anything. Only problem. I beg you guys just please let me share this video. I beg. Let me share this video. We cannot lose him. I cannot even withstand it. My mother cannot survive it. My mom cannot survive it. You guys just please let me share this video, please. Because the whole police just come. They are just doing nonsense. They are not doing anything at all. Nothing like say that even they are advanced. They will just get to the point that they will just come back since yesterday night till this morning. Please, you guys should just help us share this video. I beg. It can actually get to somebody that is going to be of help. Please, you guys should help us out. Please, I beg. Hey, Joe. When I share this video, I beg. Let's just go. I beg. If possible, you guys should help me tag a very dark man. If it is something that is going to help, I got someone.
Àjọ jẹ́ kò sí lọ́rọ̀ àwọn eléyìí. Àdájẹ́ nìkan òun làwọn fẹ́ ṣe. Ìyá mi, bàbá mi, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi àtàbúrò mi. Àwọn tí wà ò lè darapọ̀ mọ́ bí oríire yìí. Ṣé ẹ máa rárò ràn wọ́n bẹ̀ tàbí tí ẹ máa rí wọ́n bẹ̀? Ó yá, ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré gbé wa débẹ̀.
In a bold and unapologetic stand against the entrenched injustices of the global system, African leaders are awakening to the clarion call of Burkina Faso's revolutionary leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. From the dusty streets of Ouagadougou to the bustling cities of Lusaka, a seismic shift is underway, a movement rooted in the unyielding demand for justice, dignity, and self-reliance. African nations are no longer content to be pawns in a world order that exploits their people and plunders their resources. Leading this charge is Zambia's President Hakainde Hichilema, whose recent shocking demand for the European Union, EU, and the United Kingdom, UK, to refund African nations for non-refunded visa application fees has sent ripples across the continent and beyond. This is not just a policy stance. It is a declaration of war against exploitative practices that have long bled Africa dry. President Hichilema's bold declaration has laid bare a scandal that has long festered in the shadows of global bureaucracy. In 2024, African countries collectively hemorrhaged a staggering $67.5 million, approximately 60 million euros, in non-refunded Schengen visa fees, with an additional $59 million siphoned off by the UK's visa system. These figures are not just numbers. They represent the hopes, aspirations, and hard-earned savings of African citizens, many of whom face rejection rates as high as 40–50% for Schengen visas, particularly in nations like Ghana, Senegal, and Nigeria. It is unacceptable that our citizens lose significant sums of money on unsuccessful applications, Hichilema thundered in a statement that reverberated across the continent. His demand for a fairer system, one where fees are refunded for rejected applications, is a direct challenge to a global order that has profited from Africa's marginalization for far too long. This is not just about money, it is about justice, dignity, and the right of Africans to be treated as equals on the world stage. Imagine what $70 million could do for Africa. Picture schools rising in rural villages, hospitals equipped with state-of-the-art facilities, roads connecting communities, and industries buzzing with local talent. Imagine an Africa where leaders reject the beggar's mentality, where they stop chasing foreign aid at endless summits and instead invest in the boundless potential of their own people. Hichilema's call is a rejection of the status quo, a refusal to accept a system that exploits African dreams while offering nothing in return. It is a rallying cry for leaders to look inward, to harness the continent's wealth of talent, resources and ingenuity, and to build a future where Africa stands tall, unapologetic and unafraid. At the forefront of this revolution is Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the 37-year-old leader of Burkina Faso, whose fearless vision is transforming his nation and inspiring a continent. Traoré is not just a leader, he is a symbol of defiance, a man who has dared to challenge both Western and Eastern powers and chart a path of radical self-reliance. His message is clear and uncompromising: Africa's talent must stay home. No longer will the continent's brightest minds be lured away to Israel, Germany, Saudi Arabia, or other nations, only to face exploitation, discrimination, or worse. In a speech that shook the foundations of African leadership, Traoré declared, "The imperialist has always drawn several talents from here through scholarships, and they never return home. I do not want this brain to end up abroad and not serve the country." His words were a scathing rebuke of leaders who have allowed Africa's youth to be siphoned off by promises of a better future abroad, only to see them risk their lives crossing treacherous seas or endure dehumanizing treatment in foreign lands. Traoré's revolution is not built on empty promises. In Burkina Faso, he is creating thousands of jobs, transforming every sector with an influx of young dynamic talent. Textile factories are springing to life, producing high-quality, made-in-Burkina Faso goods that rival global standards and reduce reliance on imported products. Agricultural initiatives are empowering farmers to not only feed the nation but also export surplus, bolstering the economy and proving that Africa can sustain itself. Infrastructure projects, from roads to public buildings, are being led by local engineers and labourers, demonstrating that Africans can build their own future without foreign contractors. Traoré's government is investing heavily in institutions that offer better pay, training and opportunities, ensuring that Burkina Faso's best and brightest have every reason to stay home. This is a leader who understands that Africa's strength lies not in foreign aid, but in its people, its innovators, its workers, its dreamers. In a blistering critique that spared no one, Traoré lectured his fellow African leaders without an ounce of fear. "Stop being puppets for foreign countries," he warned, his voice cutting through the complacency that has long plagued the continent's leadership. He called out the backward thinking that assumes Africans cannot match or surpass the West, a mindset that has led governments to sign exorbitant contracts with Chinese firms to build roads, bridges and cities while sidelining their own talent. In Burkina Faso, Traoré is proving otherwise. Local firms are being empowered to take on major infrastructure projects, delivering quality work at a fraction of the cost. A new highway connecting Ouagadougou to Bobo Dioulasso, for example, was built by Burkinabe engineers at half the price quoted by foreign contractors, and it has become a symbol of what Africa can achieve when it believes in itself.
Kindly subscribe to YouTube channel and follow on Facebook page at Dr. Zabby's Talk Show.
This is not just economic sense, it is a statement of pride, a refusal to accept the lie that Africa's capabilities are inferior. The mistreatment of Africans abroad is a wound that Traoré refuses to ignore. From the dehumanizing conditions faced by African workers in Gulf countries to the systemic racism endured in Europe, the stories are heartbreakingly familiar. African nurses, engineers and academics who secure visas often find themselves relegated to menial jobs, underpaid and undervalued. Others risk their lives crossing the Mediterranean in rickety boats, chasing a dream that too often ends in tragedy. People of Africa cross the sea, and others even die going to look for a better future in the West, Traoré said, his voice heavy with both sorrow and resolve. He recounted the stories of young Africans who have drowned in the Mediterranean, their bodies washing ashore as a grim reminder of the cost of desperation. He spoke of the indignities faced by those who make it to Europe, only to be treated as second-class citizens, their skills overlooked and their dignity trampled. "If our leaders could only wake up, this could not have happened," he declared, placing the responsibility squarely on those who have failed to invest in Africa's potential. Traoré's revolution is unstoppable, and it is no surprise that he is celebrated across Africa and beyond. African youth, in particular, have found in him a leader who embodies their aspirations. On platforms like X, young Africans from Nigeria to Kenya are sharing videos and stories of Burkina Faso's transformation, from new factories to revitalized farmlands, as evidence that Africa can thrive without relying on the West or East. Captain Ibrahim Traoré is showing what good governance should look like, one Zambian commenter wrote, capturing the sentiment of a generation tired of empty promises. Another user from Ghana posted, "He's building a nation where young people have jobs, hope and pride. This is the Africa we want." Traoré's leadership has sparked a movement, a revolution that is inspiring a generation to demand more from their governments and to believe in the power of their own continent. Contrast this with the endless cycle of African leaders jetting off to summits in Europe, Asia and America, returning with little more than photo ops and vague promises. These trips, often funded by taxpayer money, have become symbols of a beggar's mentality, a belief that Africa's salvation lies in the hands of foreign powers. Traoré rejects this outright. "We don't need to beg," he declared in a speech that electrified his audience. "Africa has everything it needs, talent, resources and vision. What we lack is leaders with the courage to act." His words are a stinging indictment of those who prioritize foreign approval over domestic progress, who attend summit after summit, while their people languish in poverty. If African leaders could redirect the energy spent on these trips toward empowering their own people, the continent could create millions of jobs, harness its vast resources, and build a future that rivals any in the world. The visa fee scandal is just one symptom of a deeper malaise, a global system that profits from Africa's marginalization. The Largo Collective, a London-based research group, has exposed the inbuilt discrimination and bias in the Schengen visa process, where African applicants face rejection rates far higher than those from other regions. In 2024, countries like Ghana, Senegal and Nigeria saw rejection rates of 40–50%, with no refunds for the costly application fees. This is not just a financial loss, it is a humiliation, a reminder that African lives and aspirations are too often deemed unworthy by Western gatekeepers. Hichilema's demand for refunds is a bold step toward dismantling this system, but it is Traoré who is showing the way forward by building a nation that does not need to beg for visas or validation. The contrast between Traoré's Burkina Faso and the status quo in much of Africa is stark. While some leaders continue to sign deals with Chinese firms to build infrastructure at inflated costs, Traoré is empowering local talent to take charge. His initiatives have created thousands of jobs in Burkina Faso, from textile workers producing vibrant Faso Damfani fabrics to engineers designing sustainable irrigation systems. Young people are flocking to these opportunities, filling every sector with energy and innovation. In the agricultural sector, for instance, Traoré's government has launched programs to modernize farming techniques, providing young farmers with access to training, equipment and markets. The result is a boom in local production, with Burkina Faso now exporting millet, sorghum and cotton to neighboring countries, reducing dependence on foreign imports. In the industrial sector, Traoré's policies are equally transformative. New factories are being built to process raw materials like shea butter and gold, ensuring that Burkina Faso reaps the full economic benefits of its resources rather than exporting them raw to foreign companies. These factories are staffed by young Burkinabe, many of whom were trained through government-sponsored vocational programs. In the construction sector, local firms are taking on projects that were once the domain of foreign contractors, building schools, hospitals and roads with a level of efficiency and pride that has silenced skeptics. "We don't need the Chinese or the West to build our country," Traoré said in a recent address. "We have engineers who can design bridges, architects who can plan cities, and workers who can make it happen. All we need is the will to trust in ourselves." This trust in African talent is at the heart of Traoré's revolution. Unlike leaders who see their people as incapable of competing with the West, Traoré believes that Africa's learned minds can outshine any in the world. He has made it a priority to reform education, ensuring that young Burkinabe are equipped with the skills to drive their nation forward. New technical schools and universities are being established, offering courses in engineering, technology and entrepreneurship. Scholarships are being redirected from foreign institutions to local ones, ensuring that Africa's brightest minds stay home to build their continent. We have doctors who can save lives, scientists who can innovate, and entrepreneurs who can create wealth, Traoré declared. Why do we keep looking to the West when we have everything we need right here? The admiration for Traoré is palpable, especially among African youth who see in him a leader who walks the talk. Across the continent, young people are sharing stories of Burkina Faso's transformation, from social media posts to community gatherings. In Nigeria, students have organised Traoré Talks, where they discuss his policies and brainstorm ways to push their own leaders to follow suit. In Kenya, a group of young entrepreneurs launched a campaign called Stay Home, Build Africa, inspired by Traoré's call to retain talent. Even in Zambia, where Hichilema's visa refund demand has sparked debate, young people are pointing to Traoré as proof that Africa can thrive without foreign handouts. He's not just a president, he's a movement, one ex-user posted, echoing the sentiment of millions.
Now, mo rò pé gbogbo wa láti gbọ́. Ǹjẹ́ gbọ́ kan sọ wípé ọmọ ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà mọ̀? Because Nigeria, ó mà ṣe o, ó mà ṣe ni láàánú o. Torí pé Nigeria is not belong to any group. Nigeria belong to àwọn akónilẹ́rú akónisìn. Báwo la ṣe fẹ́ jáde? Tó bá jẹ́ ọwọ́ àwọn British nìkan la wà ní, ó ń bá dà. Bọ́ à sí lọ́wọ́ British nìkan, a wà ní ọwọ́ British and Fulani. Fulani dẹ̀ ni òpọ̀ yìí, Fulani la lè káǹtì gbogbo wọn yìí. Bọ̀ ìgbà tó bá jọwọ́ wọn lágbára wá wà ńkọ́? Tàbí èmi nìkan ni mo gbọ́ ni. Ṣé rí gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ tí àwọn tó ń ní ìjọmọ ènìyàn lára, ṣé rí ìgbésẹ̀ tó ń gbé? Ṣé rí ìgbésẹ̀ tó ń gbé wípé àsìkò wa leléyìí, no going back ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Àsìkò wa ní kíni? Àsìkò wa ní eléyìí, no going back. Òun ni. Tàbá wa ń bá lọ báyìí, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kó wá jẹ́ wípé àwọn èèyàn tún máa wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ oko ẹrú míì. Torí wípé kíni? Ẹlòmíì tó ti ń wá ìwé láti ọjọ́ tó ti pẹ́ gan, bóyá á tún kó ìwé, á tún gbé ẹrù ẹ̀ láti ìlú òyìnbó, á tún máa ní okay, níbi tó dé yìí jẹ́ n kúkú máa lọ sí African country kan. Bóyá ó ti lé èèyàn ńbẹ̀, ẹ bá òun gba ilé, ṣé ti bá òun ríṣẹ́ sílẹ̀. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn èèyàn ṣe máa ń ṣe tó bá fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà. Tó bá mọ èèyàn níbí, tó bá mọ èèyàn nílùú òyìnbó, wà á ti pè wọ́n tó bá jẹ́ olóríire ni o. Òbí àwọn ẹlòmíì tó máa pè tó máa dé airport tán ní gbé fóònù ẹ mọ́ o. Tán máa ti ní òkè, nǹkan tó máa fi ṣiṣẹ́, everything àwọn ti nílẹ̀. Kó má jẹ́ bóyá ìṣe máa jẹ́ nìyẹn. Tàbí kí lẹ lérò? Bọ́ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, ojú òní ti wà, àwa máa kúrò. Ó ń ṣọmọ olókùú bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Ó ti di dandan káwa kúrò nínú oko ẹrú yìí. Torí wípé gbogbo àwọn tó ń dìde yìí tán sọ wípé ilé ti yá yìí, kò ń ṣe wípé wọ́n lórí méjì. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, wọ́n lórí méjì. Wọ́n lórí méjì o. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń dìde yìí tán sọ wípé yes, enough is enough. Enough is enough náà, ó sì ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ títí wa náà. A ló máa bàjẹ́, ó máa dàrú wá látòkè ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Torí wípé kíni? Ẹ̀yin náà ẹ wẹnu lẹ̀, ẹ wẹnu ọkọ. Ẹ jẹ́ á sáré wo fídíò yìí. ṣebí Ṣèyí ló ń fa bàbá ẹ̀ ló ní tẹ́ńtẹ́ àfi wọ́n ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́ kọ́lọ́n jẹ́ kán túbọ̀ dàgbà. O lè má láìkì ìwà awọ èèyàn bọ́ ẹjọ́ ọmọ ènìyàn wà láìkì onítọ̀hún. Ṣèyí àti Rẹ̀mí Tinubu àti bàbá ẹ̀ ṣáwọn lè dìbò fún nígbà tẹ́ fẹ́ dìbò? Àwọn kọ́. Ṣètìmá dà lọ́jọ́ tèmi? Àwọn kọ́. Ṣé ọmọ Ṣèyí ò mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílùú? Ó mọ̀. Ṣé Rẹ̀mí Tinubu ṣé kò mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílùú? Ó mọ̀. Ṣé bàbá Bọ́lá Ahmed ò mọ̀? Bọ̀ ìwọ̀nba tó máa ṣe ń sìn òun ni wípé kán tún fi padà lọ síbi tán fẹ́ jókòó sí. Ṣé rí adúrú owó tó ń kà sílẹ̀? 2025/26 ẹ jẹ́ àsáré gbọ́ fẹ́yìn tẹ́ báyìí ti wò. I'm pretty sure pé tọ́wọ̀n bá ṣe Naija ń ṣe ara ẹ̀. Ìkan nínú méjèèjì ni tọ́wọ̀n bá ṣe ó ń ṣe ara ẹ̀. Tí ò dẹ̀ lè sí solution tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Bọ̀ nǹkan tá à ń ṣe yìí àní dákẹ́ a máa continue gẹ́gẹ́ bí logo mi. Ìgbà wo ni èmi ò mọ̀. Àkókò wo ni èmi ò máa mọ̀. Ìṣẹ́jú wo ni mi ò mọ̀. Bọ̀ kí ni mo mọ̀? Mo mọ̀ wípé ó ti di dandan a máa kúrò nínú oko ẹrú. By fire by thunder. Ó ń ṣe ọmọ olókùú bẹ́ẹ̀ ni a ní sí pẹ̀lú oko ẹ̀. Torí wípé nǹkan tó kó pọ̀ nínú Nàìjíríà ó ti pọ̀ jù. Tó bá jẹ́ wípé irú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nìkan ní irú nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà ló ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Ó máa tètè yá láti tètè sọ wípé òkè ó máa tètè gbà láti gbà. Ẹ má jẹ́ ká tanra wa. Àwọn ìkà pọ̀ nínú olóṣèlú Nàìjíríà. Ìkà ti pọ̀ jù. Àwọn tí hàn ní Ọlọ́run tó ń dẹ̀ níbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run wọ́n ti pọ̀ jù. Àti ọkùnrin àti obìnrin irú ẹ̀ ló ṣẹlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó ń lo àwọn group àwọn Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí sí. Torí wípé kò sí ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run. Ṣẹ́yìn lè believe wípé pẹ̀lú ìyà tó ń jẹ àwọn ènìyàn ní Nàìjíríà yẹn bó ṣe tó. Obìnrin kan tí a bí nínú obìnrin tóun náà dẹ̀jẹ̀ sórí àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀. Ó lè jáde fi orúkọ Ọlọ́run tó fi máa parọ́ débi tó dé lọ́jọ́ títí òní. Débi tó bàjẹ́ dé lọ́jọ́ títí òní. Òkú gan ń ṣépè fún Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí. Àwọn màláíkà gan ń ṣépè fún torí àwọn ìyà orí gbígbẹ orí tútù tó ń ní ìgbàgbọ́ torí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu tó sọ torí statement tó ń sọ kódà gan orúkọ Jésù tó ń pè yẹn lásán. Àwọn ìyá àti bàbá mi wọn ò fẹ́ gbọ́ anything wọn nígbàgbọ́ lórí ẹ̀ wípé èèyàn ò gbọ́dọ̀ máa pe irú orúkọ báyìí kó jẹ́ pé tó bá kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa ṣàdúà lọ bí ẹ̀mí ìyá láró àwọn máa gbàdúà Jésù ti gbà fún wa. Kéèyàn ẹni tó bá ní ìgbàgbọ́ lórí Jésù yẹn kò ní ìrópẹ̀ méjì. Èèyàn máa rò wípé áńgẹ́lì lélẹ̀ ìtanràn wa. Torí ẹ wá wo orú àwọn Dúpẹ́ yẹn bọ́n ṣe wá pọ̀ nínú olóṣèlú. Ewu ń bẹ lóko lóńgẹ́ fúnra rẹ̀ ewu ni.
Tó bá yá mo máa ṣe ìrìn àjò yẹn láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ títí débi tá a dé àti nǹkan tá a dúró fún gangan ní tí mo ṣe sọ pé ọjọ́ ayọ̀ ní ọjọ́ èní. Ọlọ́run ọba mi ọjọ́ ayọ̀ ní ọjọ́ èní a sì máa mọ ìtumọ̀ ẹ̀ dáadáa. Mo wá fẹ́ kí àwọn bàbá wa tó jẹ́ pé èèyàn mélòó ló ní bàbá tó lè gbé bàbá tiẹ̀ sílẹ̀ kó wá ṣe nǹkan tí wọ́n ń ṣe. Pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ náà àwọn tí wọ́n ní àgbàlé àbí tí wọ́n ní fọ́tò àgbàlagbà nínú ilé àbí tí wọ́n ní àgbàlagbà níran wọn wọ́n á gbé ẹnu wọn wọ́n á máa sọ ìsọkúsọ wọ́n á máa sọ ọ̀rọ̀ tí ò yẹ kí wọ́n máa sọ sí bàbá wa Banji Akíntóyè bàbá ni wọ́n o bàbá ni wọ́n ó dẹ̀ yẹ ká mọ̀ pé bàbá ni wọ́n gbogbo ọ̀nà kọ́nà tọ́ta bá fi ń gbé ogun gbogbo nǹkan tó wù kán lè gbé wá fẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá mo fẹ́ ká máa gbà wọlé ní wọ́n fẹ́ wọ́n kọ̀ bàbá wa Banji Akíntóyè ló máa gbé fúláàgì òmìnira Yorùbá dání o.
Àṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Òmìnira mean independence sovereignty ní agbára ti Ọlọ́run gbogbo ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá lòun fẹ́ fi ẹlòmíì rọ́pò bàbá wa Akíntóyè á wọnú sàárè lọ o á sáré akánjú wọ sàárè lọ nítorí bàbá ni bàbá. Àwọn mélòó la rí èèyàn mélòó gan la rí pé gan èèyàn mélòó la rí pé púpọ̀ nínú àwọn tẹ́lẹ̀ sọ́rọ̀ lè rí pé àwọn náà dáa tó bá ṣe wájú wá ṣẹ̀yìn tó bá tutù wá gbóná. Àwa rí Ọlọ́run tó ṣàánú fún wa tó fún wa ní bàbá Akíntóyè. Àwọn kan máa sọ̀sọ́kúsọ gbogbo ohun tó bá wù mí kẹfẹ́nu sọ o gbogbo ohun tó bá wù ẹnikẹ́ni tó fẹnu ẹ̀ sọ bàbá Akíntóyè ló máa kó wa délẹ̀ rírì káàdẹ̀ ti débẹ̀. Àwọn náà máa na flag yẹn sókè ní àṣẹ ti Ọlọ́run ẹ gbàgbé ẹ̀.
àdúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́
lẹ́yìn náà.
ọmọ Yorùbá bọ̀ kí la fẹ́ ṣe mo mọ̀ wípé ó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ bọ̀ ta ló máa ṣe ìgbà wo ni àkókò wo ni ṣé nínú generation wa yìí ni ṣé generation ọmọ wa ni I don't know ṣé èní ni ṣé ọ̀la ni I don't know bọ̀ ẹ̀rù tó ń bà mí ni wípé àwọn ìka pọ̀ nínú wípé nǹkan mímí kí gbogbo ẹ̀ kó di tèmi ẹ̀sáǹpù ẹ̀ la rí yìí pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní fámìlì Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu. Di bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ń sìn kò ń ṣe wípé ń ṣe ló ń ṣì fún Chief Sunday Igboho ní freedom kò ń ṣe wípé ó ń ṣì fún wípé òkè o torí pé àwọn náà mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣì ń target 2027 kò ń ṣe pọ́n ìfún Chief Sunday Igboho ní freedom. ọmọ Nàìjíríà tẹ ìjọ ọmọ Nàìjà ọmọ Yorùbá ọmọ Odùduwà èmi ò rí o mi ò rí ẹni tá a fẹ́ sá lọ bá because àwọn ọba tán ṣe tiwa kékeré báyìí ni wọ́n. Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ ní choice now because àwọn tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ nìyẹn tó bá tiẹ̀ ń wù wọ́n bọ̀ tán ní choice handicap ni wọ́n máa tì wọ́n ni láti rìn. Gbogbo àwọn ọba ńláńlá yẹn handicap ni wọ́n. Ẹ rí ọba Hakeem ti ìlú kí ló ń porúkọ ẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ṣe bóun náà ló ti lọ kí gbogbo àwọn olórí tán ní orí wa lábẹ́ yìí ti lọ kí ọba àwọn olóṣùká lórí ó ti lọ kí president wọ́n fi wá ṣe politics ni àwọn náà ò dẹ̀ ní choice because àwọn náà sign bí olóṣèlú ni bọ́n ṣe jẹ́ ipá àwọn náà máa wà ńbẹ̀ títí láéláé yẹn kí Tinubu kúrò ńbẹ̀ president míì tó bá wà ńbẹ̀ náà ló tún máa jọba lé wọn lórí torí àwọn president governors gbogbo ẹ̀ àwọn gangan lọ́ba àwọn àrólé ọba àrólé governor òun làwọn ọba wa torí ẹ̀ ọ̀nà wa ó ṣe kinní gan ni ó ṣe ní láàánú níbi tá a bára wa ó ṣe ní láàánú gan. Mo kí wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i nílé lóko lẹ́yìn òdì wípé kó bójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí mo kí ẹ̀yin ìyá mo kí ẹ̀yin bàbá mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mo kí àbúrò èmi ọmọ yín olólùfẹ́ yín ayé ọpẹ́ yọ ṣó yọ lọ́dọ̀ sí yín náà ojú wo lẹ fi wò ó báwo lẹ ṣe rí sí báwo ló ṣe rí lọ́dọ̀ títí yín ẹ bá wa fílẹ̀ nínú comment section ẹ má gbàgbé láti bá wa tẹ like ọ̀fẹ́ ní ìgbàlà ẹ bá wa tẹ like ẹ dẹ̀ bá wa share ẹ̀yin tó bá jẹ́ nígbà àkọ́kọ́ ni ẹ má gbàgbé láti bá wa subscribe so that anytime tá a bá ń ṣe program ẹ lè má jẹ́ ní àkọ́kọ́ tẹ̀ máa kọ́kọ́ máa rí ẹ ṣé gan ni one love bye for now.